Sorry, you're gonna see my face for just a second. I just have to do a thing. Oh, okay, I hope that worked. Oh, nope, hang on. There it goes. Okay. All right, welcome to another Tail Talk Tuesday. This is for those of you who, since there's nobody here yet, who are seeing this in the future. Okay, I need to check to see where that turned up. Make sure that everything is alive and all of that good stuff. Today, the first question ooh. Hearing yourself talk is a little strange, guys. Oh my gosh. Hi, Alice. Thank you for joining me tonight. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I'm glad I've got this all set up. I tweeted it, I did the thing, I did the other thing. Okay, great. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Courtney the Vancouver Mermaid, and this is Tail Talk Tuesday. It's basically your opportunity to ask me questions about tail making and that kind of fun thing. If you're seeing this after the fact, tail making questions and stuff, you should leave those in the comment section below so that I can answer them on the next Tail Talk Tuesday. I actually did, on the previous Tail Talk Tuesday, have a question, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Soliana asked why I keep using the Aquarius. So if you were not here for us, hey Snoopy, thanks for joining us. If you did not see last week's video, what happened was I did a little bit of complaining about my Aquarius fin, because there had been a question in regards to it breaking. Not mine, this is another question that came up. And so I did a little bit of complaining. So I feel like now I have to say the good things about the Aquarius fin. So I have my Aquarius Monofin here. And this is the fin. This is made by a company called Finis. Now, whether you want to pronounce it Finis or Finis, I really couldn't tell you. I think Finis sounds better, but I've heard that it's pronounced Finis, so take your pick, I guess. Anyways, this is the fin. This is the older version of the fin. There is a newer one out now that has a different strap setup where it's just one strap and it doesn't have this ridiculous loopy-loop. So let me fill you in on a couple of things. I'm going to do a bit of a sandwich here. I'm going to start off with some of the things I like about this fin, then the things I really don't like, and then the things that I do like again, okay? So this fin is inexpensive. It's relatively inexpensive. I mean, yes, it's still, you know, more expensive than just going to Canadian Tire or wherever you're at and getting flippers or something a little bit, you know. But it's, for what you're getting, it's not the most expensive fin out there. I also have, to compare, I also have this guy. This is the Finis Rapid. And I also have, though I cannot wear, because my foot size is too big, I also have Kids Cute Fin, and I have one other Finis fin. But this is not Finis, though. To be clear, this is the Mermaid Linden by Body Glove Kids Monofin that I love. So awesome. But the thing with this is, if you're not made of money, as most of us are not, I buy all of these. I'm not sponsored for any of this. All of this comes out of my own pocket. And so, you know, if Finis ever would like to sponsor me one day, for sure. But, I mean, I do have a few things I would say in terms of feedback. This is a great fin, so inexpensive. The size, for me, given the design that I have for my mermaid tail, works really well. I like that it's not enormous. I'm not one of the mermaids who likes really huge flukes, just because if we were being realistic, where I live, in the water that I would swim in, were I a real mermaid, right? I would have a smaller fluke because the water's very cold here where I'm at. So what do we have? Hi, Crystal. Thank you for stopping by. Awesome. And so size-wise, it's good. Now, the thing that I love in comparison to other fins, yeah, so this is, okay, so Snoopy, which fin is good to start out with, just to practice before you get a tail? This is a great fin. This is a fantastic. Like I said, it's inexpensive. It is, in comparison to other fins, it does have some awkward things, but it is comfortable enough to swim in. I would recommend wearing socks. Fantastic, yeah, excellent. To go where you can get good monofins. I bought this one. I bought off of Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. I can give you a link. I have on my website a section where I've included affiliate links for items that I really like. So these are all items that I personally either own or use or have had experience with. So I'm going to just grab this and copy and paste this into the chat here for you guys. So this is my Mermaid Favorites page. On here you can see links to the Finis Aquarius and this kind of thing. Again, I'm not sponsored. These are affiliate links, so it's you know, my way of putting it out there for you guys and getting a little something back that I can then put back into my business. So this is a good fin. It's going to depend on your shoe size. The thing with this, and it's poorly advertised, this is actually a teenage. It's designed for a teenage. I do believe, did Martin just join us? Hey Martin, how's it going? And said water's very cold. Yes, even in the summer it is freezing out here. It's crazy. It's always cold. Always cold. I have to wear like neoprene booties in my tail if I want to be out in the ocean. It's too cold. Okay, size-wise, now I'm sort of 5'9"-ish, give or take, and I have size 11 feet, and my feet fit in this. This is for a teenager, right? This is not, like, I can't even remember what the shoe size was for this, but I didn't think I was gonna fit in it, and I do. So it loosens, and this is a really big complaint about this fin specifically, is that it does loosen to the point where your feet just slip right out of it. Excuse me. My sister, Mermaid Kim, she often has a problem. It just slides right off there. Wow, it's so early. Is that Sky Panda? Am I saying that? Am I saying that right? Hi, welcome. Sophia, hey, thanks for joining us. For a painted mermaid tail, what kind of recommendation? Hi, Sylvester. Oh, Emily. Hi, Emily. Oh, thank you guys for coming by. This is so exciting. There's so many people so early. This is crazy. It's only 8:03. I didn't expect to have so many people show up so early. What kind of recommendation are you looking for, Sophia, for a painted mermaid tail? Are you looking to make your own? Are you, because if you are, I have a whole playlist full of goodies that can help you with that. If you're looking to buy one, if you hang in there for a while, I will be starting to sell my tails again. Eventually, it will happen. I'm working on it. I'm hoping by, I don't know when, I don't want to put a date on it, but it is going to happen soon-ish. But yeah, I'm going to let you, oh, and Tabitha, hi Tabitha. Oh, it's 5 p.m. Wow, really? It's 8:04 p.m. by me. And I realized I was doing a really silly thing. I was saying, like, I guess we're in daylight savings time now. Anyways, I think I was giving the wrong times to people, and I know, like, I'm the only one here who's in this time zone out of all of you guys. I don't think I have, like, anybody actually from my area who shows up to this. So you want to make one, Sophia? That's awesome. Great. In the description of this video, let me just check to make sure it's actually there. I actually have a playlist where you can check out all of the different videos I've made because I actually walk you guys through the entire thing, like the design, getting it on the fabric, where you get your fabric, the kinds of fabric, different monofins, the fringe, how to make this stuff, how to paint it, the whole deal. If you want them in just like a little bit more of a cleaned up, like I don't really want to send you guys away from YouTube because it kind of hurts my channel to do that, but if you check out mermaidschool.ca, you're actually going to be able to find them all like categorized nicely with some extra content and stuff like that. So, oh my gosh, I gotta catch up, hang on. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh! Alexandra, it's AM? Are you in Austria? That's so cool! My family's from Austria. That's kind of awesome. How cool. Yes, you can. I do, Snoopy, can you make a fabric tail that looks as good as silicone or latex? I do believe you can. I think, like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but in photos, I do often get asked what kind of a tail I have. Is it, you know, you can be pretty creative. I think there's a lot of like, oh, well, if it's not silicone, you're not a real mermaid kind of a thing. And it's like, I choose to do them with fabric just because my grandma, was a seamstress. So for me, I feel very close to her and the sort of history. My mom sews, and I just feel like that's sort of just a part of me and who I am. Also because of the climate in which I live, I don't actually think they ship the dragon skin silicone here, if I'm not mistaken. I remember somebody saying something about that. It has a really hard time curing and actually changes consistency or something on the flight out here. I don't know. So unless I'm like a really big company to do this, oh my goodness. I'm sorry for that, guys. That's a big fat no. So, I've had a few trolls the last little while, so I'm gonna just, if you guys see something inappropriate, can you please help me out by blocking it? I am planning on getting a moderator, soon, but if you do see something inappropriate, I do apologize. This is the one thing about YouTube that I really don't like, is that how can you not know that that word is not appropriate to let somebody post? And I really wish there was a way to fix that. If you guys know of a way to fix that, or to select blocked words or that kind of thing, please let me know. Because it's so inappropriate. Come on! Like, what are you even thinking? Jeez Louise. Oh, greetings from Vienna. Thank you, Alexandra. So cute. Okay. Here we go. So one up from that was by Alice. I want to buy a tail, but I don't know where to find them. And I don't have the supplies to make my own. Oh, you are in my time zone. Ha, nice. Okay, I'm going to come back to the monofin in a second, but I want to start off by giving you guys a link to Mer Network. This is, oh my gosh, I've lost my page. Ah! Okay, bear with me for just a second here. Okay. Excuse me. So the link I've just posted, which hopefully pops up. Yeah, thanks, Martin. I know, that's just, some people just say bad things and they should know better. Like, come on, this is not the place. But the Mer Network is a great resource for people. Yes, there can be some drama and there can be some, you know, it's not for everybody, but if you go in with a nice positive attitude and you're kind to other people and you go a willingness to learn, there are a lot of people who provide a lot of good information. There's lists of tail makers out there, you know, companies like, I will be starting to sell mermaid tails of a variety of kinds. That's down a little bit down the road. It's something I'm working towards. I don't want to get into too much about it now, but it is going to be happening. But there are a lot of other companies that are really good. But, excuse me, I cannot stress this enough. Whichever route you decide to take based off of what you see on Mer Network, just always be aware. Do your research, really, because these can range. Like, I think I've seen like anywhere from say like $112 with the monofin. And you would go right up to, I've seen people spend $5,000 to $7,000 on silicone tails. So there are companies that offer, like I know Mertailor's got, oh my gosh. If you guys haven't seen, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, we're just totally going on a tangent right now, but it's happening. If you guys haven't seen his latest tail creations, I'm just gonna give you, I know I'm sending you guys away from my thing here, but this is just important. I'm not sure where on his site they are, but I'm just going to post the site and you guys can check it out. He's done some incredible work. Oh my goodness. And they're actually a decent price. Now, if you've never swum in a mermaid tail, you've never been in a mermaid tail before, I would recommend starting with just the flippers and just, and then working your way up. Get yourself a fabric tail, see what it's like, because even a fabric tail, if you're not used to it, it can be a bit scary. It can be unsafe if you haven't been doing the proper steps to prepare yourself. Like, you need to be a very strong swimmer, you need to be comfortable, you need to have good common sense in the water, not to swim alone, don't put yourself in dangerous situations and this kind of thing. Getting used to the tail and building up the skill. It's not something that's just gonna pow happen. I mean, some people are more, they just have more of a natural knack for it than others, so anyways, let me just see here. Where did I get to? Want to buy them? Okay. So, okay. Don't worry about your English. As long as I can read more or less what you're saying, it's all good. I grew up with German as my first, with my grandma and my mom. A lot of German was spoken in the house. And then I was in French immersion and I speak English, and I'm telling you, I can't spell. If I didn't have spell check, I'd be lost. It'd just be a disaster. Okay, you're welcome for the link. I hope it's helpful. I'm all about sharing the knowledge, so even if it's, you know, a question that I can't answer, I will try my best to direct you in, because of course I specialize in fabric tails. That's my go-to tail of choice, if you will. But there are some things that are going to be universal between silicone and fabric and say like latex, even though latex tails aren't much around that much anymore, I guess. Okay, when making a tail, how long would it take to get made? Okay, so if you're making a tail on your own, it's gonna take, I would love to just put a timestamp on it and be like, this is how long it's gonna take. But the thing is, it's gonna depend. So you're gonna need to, depending on how long it's gonna take you to actually get your materials and everything, I'm just gonna make sure that was, wow. Yeah, really? Congratulations on being just like a winner. Oh my goodness, that was really good. Okay, it will vary. So it will take however long it takes for all your supplies to get here. The actual construction, it's the painting that takes the long time. So actually sewing your tail does not take a long time. That part, like, it's literally a straight line up and down, and depending on what kind of a waistband, if you do one of my secret little waistbands where you hide it so that way you don't have a seam in the front. Sorry, Goldfish is actually drying because I was at the pool yesterday. But if you decide to do an elastic, the sewing goes fast. And once you get good at it, like practicing, practicing straight lines, use zigzag, learning what kind of stitching to use, and that all of my tutorials do explain that. I don't go into like how to use sewing machines and stuff. That's going to be more on you because it's not really specifically mermaid tail like related. I mean, it's, yeah, anyways. Maybe one day I'll do a video. My sewing machine actually just broke, so I have to take it for repairs, which is sad. What was I saying? But yeah, so it'll vary. I mean, this one took me almost a year, but I had some circumstances that made it difficult for me. I was injured, and there were a lot of things that I was not able to do that was really horrible and hard for me. So this took a lot longer than it probably should have. On average, you know, I also work full-time, so it's, yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so that's that. Seeing a tail by a company in 2011 with a golden sequin tail. Ooh, that sounds kind of pretty. That actually sounds familiar. Who do I know that had a golden sequin tail? I have to think on that one. Okay, a fabric tail. Oh, Emily! Okay, there you go! Yes! Okay, so I was in, looking specifically for you, I was in a hardware store, Rona out here, and I was actually looking. So for those of you who don't know, Emily's the one who asked about the Broken Monofin. So what happened to her fin, and if you look on mine, right here, you'll see it starting to split. So hers actually just came right apart, which was just, I feel so bad for you, Emily. That's a horrible thing to have happen. I don't even, like, see, flaws in the design. Now there's a lot of good about this fin, do not get me wrong. I really do like this fin, but there are some things that I think, really, I design for a living. I wouldn't have thought this was a good idea. I don't know. Okay, so what did I look up now? I've got to think of what I looked up. I have to find out what this rubber piece is actually made out of. I don't know if you want to try and help me figure it out. Let's look into it, find out what kind of rubber this is and what kind of plastic this is, because I think Gorilla Glue might work. Gorilla Glue, specifically Gorilla Glue. Now, so that is on my to-do list to look it up, but I have a feeling that because it says certain kinds of rubber, but I just want to make sure. Oh, Alice, are you off? We'll see you later. Thanks for coming by. But certain kinds of glue may still work. So I haven't been able to think of what else we could do yet. The wheels are still turning. I am still thinking. I do still think that it might be, yeah, I just know it's from the pressure. When you pull down, like, you can just see it split more. Now, obviously, I don't want to break it because I only have the one, and I swim weekly, so I need it to last here. But like, even here, there's another. Now, I swim, like I said, I swim a lot, again, but even under here, this is starting to come apart too. So, you know, I've had this thing for, since the beginning of 2015, I think, and we're in 2017, and I've used this one, like, pretty much exclusively since then, and I do abuse it pretty hard. It gets pulled in and out of mermaid tails all the time, and I would say I'm not super impressed with that lifespan, but I'm also not totally disappointed given what it actually cost to buy it in comparison to, say, this guy here, because this guy was a lot more expensive. So you know, Fenice, if you ever manage to see this and you want a mermaid's opinion, hi, I have some thoughts right there. Anyways, I am still, super glue did not work, no. So, and the glue gun would not work. The super glue, like, I learned that the hard way. I actually had to fix my, there we go, my drying rack, and the super glue only adhered to half of it, and then the rubber part just didn't go. So it's not good for rubber, but I think Gorilla Glue is gonna be the solution, and I'm gonna need to figure it out soon too for me too. So the mission, it's still happening. I'm so sorry that this has happened to you. It's really, like, that's a really poopy situation. I'm disappointed. It's not so cool. I don't, Elmer glue or duct tape. You know, there's some other, like, there's another Vancouver mermaid. Well, of course, there's quite a few other Vancouver mermaids, but, one of the first Vancouver mermaids, no, it wasn't me, Mermaid Lulu from Mermaids International. She has, and it's on her website, so I'm not giving any away, like, trade secrets or anything. She bolted on additional pieces to her monofin. I'm trying to think of where I found that picture, but I almost wonder if we could find a way to, like with a strap, like, bolt it down somehow. But it's just because it's this weird rubber and nothing sticks to this. Is that Eric? Oh, okay, guys. My husband just popped into the chat. Everybody say hi, Eric. All right, honey. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to hop on all of the people who keep poo-pooing all over my chat. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, I had a couple of people doing some things. Oh gosh, really? See, there's your example right there. Let's just block that one. There you go. Get out of there. Just stop posting poop in my chat, or else. Okay, sweet design of sweet. I'm trying to, it doesn't stick, and I haven't tried to swim with it. Keep the positive vibes. Cool questions. Oh, thanks. Thanks, hun, for the support. But yeah, so this is just such a mystery to me. And it's disappointing. I think, you know, of the things that I do like about this fin, I like the maneuverability. I think it's really great for swimming in. Like, I'm able to do, like, a quick turn. Backflips are okay to do in that. I mean, physically I'm not able to really do them yet, but when I was able to do them, not a problem with this fin. You don't get the same kind of intense burning in your thighs as you do with something that's bigger. So I've also used an actual, like, professional grade, like, big competitor monofin as well, and that wasn't for me. I don't have the leg. I just don't have the strength or the stamina for that. I just want to make sure we're... Flex seal tape. Tabitha, yeah, I'm not sure what that is, or, you know, at this point, let's just get all the ideas out there. I'll write it down, and maybe I'll look into it and see if that's something. Here we go. But I really think, and in my review of the Aquarius fin that I did, I actually talked about this. I don't understand how a company can have two fins that it's to accomplish the same thing, right? But how they can be so drastically different. And I know Raina the Halifax Mermaid actually just covered this recently in, I'm not sure which video it was that she did, but it was the good one, talking about monofins. It's part of a series that she's doing on her channel. She's worth checking out. Just Raina Mermaid, you'll find her. And the thing is, like, how do you get... And the other thing that nobody takes into consideration is the fact that when you're swimming, you're actually swimming facing down like this, like, most of the time. Like, I swim upside down sometimes, and that's lots of fun too. But you know who took that into consideration? Mermaid Linden and Body Glove. Okay, scope this action out. Okay, so this is the top, And look at this, the toes are nice and disguised. This is a children's monofin. I have heard rumors that there is an adult version of this in the works, and you bet your buns, as soon as that comes out, I am on it. I am gonna get one and I'm gonna try it because this is incredible. And I've seen mermaids. Yes, I have a mermaid friend, Mermaid Moongazer. She is quite petite and she does fit into this fin and she rocks it and it looks great. I have a few complaints, like though this is cool, it does create a little bit of issue if you're trying to make a tight skin for it, like just a spandex skin, because the spandex will pull a little bit on it. So that's just a little thing. But I love the fact that there's drainage holes at the top. Like, so when you're swimming, air and the water and everything can just go right through. Like, thinking, individual foot pockets, guys. It's a miracle right here. I love it. I don't, you know, the thing with this one is that you're looking at, oh my God. Oh, you know what? Just go. Please go. My goodness. Boy, a friend of mine in Germany, she was like bombarded by people saying really horrible. Now I've got not to say that she doesn't have a thick skin, I have a really like, whatever, I just don't like that you guys have to read through this stuff, it's not very nice. I take no anything from it, just whatever. But yeah, so what else could I say that's good about this fin? You know, I do think the design's kind of cool. I like that for once they had a thought that maybe not sticking a point like this one. Oops, daisy. Like that. So this is something, for those of you, this is something you don't do this. If you get a monofin like this guy, you can cut it, absolutely, which I've also done. You can cut it down, but never, ever, ever, I mean never, okay? Cut it to a point like this. You are asking for trouble. When you think about it, think logically, right? The force is gonna go like this, and the force is gonna go like this. And what's gonna happen? You're gonna create a line of force and tension right down here, and she's gonna crack. So we've seen it happen. There's posts all over the Mer Network that talk about it. People that have experimented, and yes, it looks really cool. It looks so cool, but you know how you do it. This is how you do it, okay? Of course, I don't have one here. Hang on. I do have one here. Now, this is a super ultra sneak peek. I've not shown this tail at all, so I'm not even supposed to show you guys because it's just for my patrons, but I need to illustrate a point. So, here we go. But the point of the matter is, what you do, okay? You keep the monofin so, okay? And you add on the extra fins, and that's where you can add your little point. So I'm not sure if you can see that. There, you can kind of see a little bit there. There you go, sort of there. Right here. So I still get, right? But I don't risk, like, this is very nice and flexible. I may get a little bit of wear and tear here eventually because that's just life. You get wear and tear, it just happens. But where you don't want the wear and tear is on the structural things, the things that are actually going to propel you forward. You don't want that kind of stuff. You don't want to make that mistake, find you're swimming and all of a sudden your fin splits right in the middle. So just, those are things to be aware of. Now I'm going to hide this because you guys aren't supposed to see it. It's a surprise that I'm working on for my patrons over on, whoopsie-daisy, over on Patreon, and I'm dropping things everywhere. Oh, I'm so coordinated, you guys. It's amazing. But that's how you can do it. You can get creative if you use like the plastic fringe and you don't have to, just give me 1 second here. What would be great ways to make scales for tails except so we can, and the netting? Do you mean like to use, Snoopy, do you mean to use like netting and then like maybe spray paint it or something to make scales? For mine, I hand paint mine on with a stencil and I do them one at a time, and it is time consuming like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it will take me maybe an hour just to go all the way around just like a little section. So, there we go. How much does it cost to make? Okay, so your monofin's gonna run you anywhere from, $50 to $300, depending on what you're going for. Your, that's funny. Okay, $50 to $100 or $300 for your monofin. Okay, so it's going to depend on whether or not you're making like a recreational tail, you're making a professional tail. Do you want to be in the ocean? Do you want to be in rivers? Do you want to be in pools? You're going to have to take that into consideration. Your monofin is going to be the most expensive part of your project. Fabric it's going to depend for me because I'm so darn tall. I need so much fabric. It's about, for me, it's 2 meters. Yes, I need 2 meters because you fold it, obviously, of fabric for one of these guys here. Then there's sequins of the fabric. Oh no, not meters. Yards. Sorry, yards. I'm on this planet, really I am. It's embarrassing, don't get me started, it's just crazy. And per yard for the stuff that I get, it's gonna vary. I've seen it anywhere from $10 to $20 per yard. So the fabric's not the expensive part, the paint is where you're also gonna run into a fun thing. So I've got 3 colors here. Each tin of paint could run me from $20 to $60, depending. Then I've also got the shell sequin, or the shell, the shiny paint for the scales. Those are also, I think, $14 a bottle, and I've got 3 different colors for that. Then the sequins, which I actually can't remember how much those cost me offhand now. I'd have to actually look at my sheet. Woo! But yeah, so it'll really vary on what you're going for. You could do a simple spandex tail. You could probably do it if you were doing a recreational tail. You got yourself a simple monofin. Say you spent maybe $70 on your monofin, and maybe you spent, you know, $40, $50, $60 on your fabric. Maybe you got some sequins. You could probably do one for around $200. You know, $150 to $200 if you're doing it yourself. You also have to think of what your time is worth too, right? So that's the kicker. Yeah, thank you, Eric. Yeah, the time you invest, you know, just to glue on every single sequin and to paint every single scale, the amount of time, blood, sweat, and tears that I put into these is pretty intense. Not to mention the years of trial and error to actually get something that's functional now is the big. Okay, so here we go. I see that I missed somebody. Hang on, let me just go. So, Pat, you're asking about a tail for your brother? Oh, gosh. I'm not sure if you're being funny or not, but it'll depend on what kind of tail. Always make sure that that you measure more than once. It's really important. You got to make sure that you're checking more than once to make sure that the tail that you're getting is going to fit you. Because, and if you're not sure, what I really recommend doing, if you have a mall in your area, look for one of those local like dressmaking alteration places and ask one of them to take your measurements for you, because they're gonna know. They're gonna take a look and maybe they make a mistake, but if you're really not sure, get somebody who's comfortable using a measure tape. Bring in your sheet, because typically speaking, if you're getting a higher end tail, they're actually going to get you to fill out a chart. That's what I do for my customers who get clients who get tails from me. I actually will ask for measurement here, so here, there, all the way down, the measurements in between, and you need to be specific. A tail has to fit you, especially if you're going for one that's a little bit more professional grade. You need to be on the money. Otherwise, you're going to have buckling and bagging. You're going to get this nice thing where it flaps open and just looks terrible. And, I mean, that's another pro about using fabric, is I can make it skin tight. I don't get the flapping in the back. Sorry, I'm trying to read these while I'm going here. Okay, let's just, I see I've missed a few. Thank you for adding them to the bottom. Again, I'm going to answer that question about the Mahina Monofin. Let me just quickly get to this one about freshwater or pools. So a monofin that will be good for ocean and freshwater, you're going to want a stiffer monofin. So you're not going to want, like, though I have seen people use one of these, I wouldn't, for safety reasons, the currents and things that you're going to run into in the ocean are going to be a lot more extreme. That Pools don't have current, so I can get away with something really nice and small, but you're going to want to go with something a little bit more competitive. So again, check out, I will just pop it down here one more time so you guys can see. This is a topic that's discussed a lot on the Mer Network. People have done different reviews of various monofins, what works well. You know, you're going to want to be a really strong swimmer if you're considering taking a mermaid tail out into the ocean, and please, 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 I cannot stress it enough, do not ever swim by yourself. I know you think maybe you can do it, but just please be smart and be safe. Always bring somebody with you, and heck, it's fun, you know, get them to take some pictures of you and be in charge, maybe hand out some business cards and that kind of thing, and it's fun, like, don't you, right? So it doesn't have to be this negative, like, oh, somebody has to babysit me. No. It's just to be smart, right? That's the thing. Okay, now where did I get to? So, Mahina Monofin. No, I have not tried the Mahina Monofin, but you know who has and who I would love to refer you guys to. I seem to do this every live stream here. Faith on the Base. I have yet to meet her. We keep trying to coordinate to do a collaboration, and it's just not coming together because I've got life, okay, guys? Now, on her channel, I'm just going to give you her channel because I don't want to spend too much time actually looking for the video. She does on her channel a lot of reviews of various mermaid tails, so this is a great resource. She is awesome for this. She does, and we're talking thorough here, she puts these tails through the mill, and she gives her honest to Zeus opinion on them. And I love it. So she's done some fin fun. She did the Mahina Monofin, is in there. If I remember correctly now, I think she said she liked it. She liked the propulsion. The feel was good. I can't remember if it was her or if it was somebody else. They recommend, because there's an odd ridge at the back of the inside strap, that you do wear a bootie or a sock with it. But definitely check out her channel. She's going to have an answer for you. They're not personally to my taste. I'm not a fan of the fins that come out where they start at your heels and then go out like this. It's just for my taste. It's just not my preference. So, though I would be interested to try it one day, I also just don't think it'll fit. I've got really big feet, you guys. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. Oh. Okay, so I answered that. Where did I get to? Yes, Sylvester, I've been seeing some of the things you've been posting. They've been really awesome. I do make designs for my tails, and I do post them on my channel. I am planning on doing more speed paint style tail designs. It is also something that I offer on my website as a commission if you'd like me to design you a tail. Just the design that you would then give to your tail maker, because at the moment I'm not totally equipped to take tail orders yet, but I'm hoping that that's the direction I'm heading in. It'll be good. Okay, do the big yellow one. Oh, you mean my big yellow one. Oh, where did it go? Here it is. Yes, this guy, you could. I wouldn't do like deep, like open ocean stuff just in this, but I do know there are some mermaids who have this in their silicone tails and they haven't had a problem with this one. This one does give me a fair amount of propulsion. Safety features include, though it is quite bulky, oh, sorry guys, that was loud. The straps just come off and on like this one. So this is also really comfortable. I actually really love this fin, but I didn't like the shape that I cut for it, and because I haven't actually retired my bluefish tail, though I don't swim in it, I haven't officially retired it yet, so when I do, I will probably make a dryland monofin for that one, call it a day, and then maybe cut this one up and use it for something else. But yes, this is what I mean when I say a stiffer monofin. I think something that's not considered necessarily a toy, which is just a terrible classification. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, because like parents will, you know, tend to assume like, oh, it's a toy, it's everything safe and everything fine. But this is a serious like undertaking and should be treated with respect, and making sure that your kids know to swim first and safety and have good common sense in the water. I cannot stress that enough. Some of the things that I see, even like more professional level mermaids like myself do, and I will see them like hopping around in their mermaid tails, like just at the pool's edge, and like, oh my goodness, please don't do that. It just takes one person to have an accident, okay? Just one person, and it ruins it for all the other mermaids because it becomes a blanket assumption that mermaids don't know what they're doing. Anyways, it's not the case, okay? But yeah, so hopefully that answered that question. What are we doing here? We're all hoping the same because you're... Oh, you guys, are you talking about me? That's so sweet. I'm getting all emotional over here. I know, I have so many things in the works. I'm so excited. My tail giveaway did wrap up on my Patreon, so I did select a winner. I didn't select, I randomly selected a winner, and that happened on there. I have not yet heard back, so hopefully, I don't know if they're gonna see it or not, but they have a deadline, and otherwise I'll be randomly selecting somebody else to win. I am planning on doing another giveaway when I hit my next milestone for one of these guys. One of these fully painted tails, customized to the winner's specifications. So that is something that's going to happen eventually. And I finally finished this one, you guys. I have some things left to do on the sides, but this is that purple one that I've been working on. I ran into a few interesting pickles because I'm trying something completely new with that one. Something totally different. I don't want to give you too much. I want to save it for the video that I'm working on right now. But like I said, the beauty part of you guys getting to look at what it is that I'm doing is that I've made the mistakes and I'm learning the lessons for you guys essentially, so that way you can come and check out my videos and maybe be inspired and then not have to find yourself struggling because there's a learning curve. It's a real learning curve. Trying to design something that is functional. Like, to this date, it's really... Aw, thank you. Thank you, Sylvester. That's really sweet. But to this day, like, I can't understand. Goldfish... Just, hang on. She's still wet, but I'm going to bring it over, because... Oh, actually, it's almost dry now. That's how warm it is in here. So, Goldfish actually has a really fundamental design flaw on the inside, which I did talk about in a separate video. But her vinyl comes up higher, and it also does not have the Velcro right at the tip, which means that my monofin slides over, or slides under, and cuts into the Velcro and actually pushes it out. So I don't really know what I was thinking at the time. I didn't think it would be that big of a deal because typically your tail will pull off. So as you're swimming, it'll actually stretch out and you'll actually find, not a lot, so a little bit, you'll actually find, and this is with every tail, this isn't just like, I mean, maybe not silicone tails, but I'm talking fabric here specifically. You'll find it starts to pull a little bit, but not in this sense. But the odd thing is, despite her design flaw, I cruise in this so much faster than this one. And I don't understand, because if you think about it logically speaking, right, I have 2 pectoral flippers, okay? I also have a dorsal fin, a big one too. This isn't just little, and it's a solid piece, right? Made of, so if you're curious and you haven't seen my videos before, I use a shelf liner from IKEA, and it is, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna, one second. And it is like under $8 for it, and I think you might be able to order it from them online as well, but don't quote me on that one because I don't know for sure. But it's all the learning. Alfie, what are you doing? You okay? Sorry, my dog's giving me a look. You okay? He's fine. Okay, good. But yeah, it's a mystery. It's a mystery, Alfie. It's a mystery. He's like, I want to come and say hi to everybody. Okay. So Cariel, okay, so Cariel is in, oh, thank you, Alexandra, that's so sweet of you. I'm glad that you like my tail. Goldfish has a really, I'm wearing my Goldfish leggings. I don't know if you can actually see them, but I actually made leggings for Goldfish because so much love. But yeah, Cariel is like hardcore. She is a really real mermaid, in my opinion. It's what she does full time. That is her whole job. So her whole, like, fitness regime and her everything will be dedicated to that. So it is possible to, to build up, to that. So, you know, if I was swimming every single day, you know, when I was in high school, every single day I would swim, and I would come and I had green hair because the chlorine just ate my hair. Oh, so gross. But that's the thing, so you can build up. But she's incredible. Yeah, Mermaid Carriel, in my opinion, she's about as legit as they come. She is so beautiful and talented and whew, such an awesome mermaid. Oh, you used... Is that Aloha Shy? You made what, a tail like mine? Did you use my tutorials? That's really awesome. I am happy to hear that. I love to hear when people use my tutorials and then show me their finished work afterwards. I've seen a couple of people who've done that so far, and it's really, like, it really touches my soul. Like, it really makes me feel so happy that I do what I do, because this is why I do it, right? My goal is to help you guys unleash your inner mermaids, if you will, and to find that, like, that spark of imagination that allows you to just be your ultimate form of yourself kind of thing. So... and it's quite deep and quite philosophical here, but yes. All right. I can swim not super deep because I am prone to ear problems and I have a bit of a balance issue. But I can swim deeply. The videos that you see me post, because there's only one time of day and one day of the week where I'm able to have the pool kind of to myself, I'm a little bit restricted, so I'm always in the shallow end. I haven't been swimming in a deep pool in a while, and I'm starting to feel a bit like, you know, I'm captive or something, because it's like I'm forever bumping into the walls and stuff, and my heel's getting a bit damaged on the back, but hopefully the weather's really improving out here. It's starting to look better, so excuse me. Okay, so the leggings are crazy cool. Thanks, hon. Yes, my leggings are actually available for sale on my website. I don't want to, like, pimp my stuff, but just because I really needed an affordable option for mermaid leggings, I wanted something that was made locally in Canada, but that could ship to the States or also within Canada quickly. So yes, they are available on my website. You should check it out if you're curious. There are more than just the orange ones, and they have, like, little, like, fins and stuff, and they're quite creative. So anyways. Okay, where did I get to? Deep and philosophical for the win. Yes, Martin Gamble, I agree. Okay, how do I make the extra fins? Yes, that is a common question. So the extra fins, I will just pull out my, yes, I actually have a bin of all of this junk sitting right in front of you. So this is, the stuff that I use. Okay, this is shelf liner, and it comes in a tube just like this from IKEA. This is what it looks like. It has a really good flop. I buy it by the roll. That's the only way that they sell it. And a roll is enough for a short dorsal fin, the fringe, a short fringe. I mean, not something big like this. This tail took 2 rolls total. But a short fringe, dorsal fin, and you could probably get heel fins and 2 pectoral fins out of 1 roll. So if you're creative, mind you, and it's a bit of a puzzle to do it. But what I do first, so I come up with my design, I make paper patterns for myself, I pop them all down on the sheet, make a puzzle, I weigh it down, and then I actually cut them out. Then my tail will be inside out. I make a cut. Oh, you're wet. You're getting me all wet, tail. Ugh. I make a cut in the fabric. Now this is the key, okay? When you make your incision here, I sound like a doctor, okay? You're gonna make it shorter than the actual, and you're not gonna make it shorter by a lot. Now it's gonna depend on what fabric you're using, but for the kind of fabric, I use spacer fabric, 4-way stretch white spacer from spandexworld.com. And for that one, I've noticed you can take off probably, I don't know if that's like 1/2 inch, a little over 1/2 inch off the end, and then and then you stretch it, okay? You put it in and you pin it, and then you sew it. So you can actually see that I've sewn right through here. Now you could use, it's gonna depend on your sewing machine. This is actually your next question, so that's funny. It's gonna depend on your sewing machine. If you would like to try a different material, I have worked with a floor matting, a thick floor matting, thicker than this, and okay, good. And it will depend on your machine. so you'll need to look at the specifications. The thicker the material you use, you're going to need to use a different kind of needle, and your sewing machine may, like, mine is just a little expensive guy, so I tend to go with something a little bit thinner, so that way I'm not breaking my machine, even though I did break my machine. Great, go me. Anyways, but yeah, so it's a bit of trial and error. What I recommend is if it's your very first time doing it, do a practice run, get some scrap fabric, a little scrap piece of whatever, and just give it a go to see how it's going to work best for you, especially if you're not using the same fabric that I am. Test, because what you don't want is you don't want a gap, okay? So you don't want, when you sew it off, you want to be able to sew it off so that when it pops around, you don't end up with a hole. You don't, like, see how it's just a little space? That's unavoidable, okay? So that's just part of how this works. But it's just small. You don't want to end up with a huge gaping thing that just looks terrible and everybody's looking at it. In fairness, though, it is going to look really ugly until you paint it. That's just a fact. Like, if you look at these guys right now, they have heel fins and upper fins. This one's got 6 fins total plus the base, and it just looks bad right now because it hasn't been worn by me, so it hasn't been stretched out. It's not been painted, so you're just looking at that shadowy place and it just looks odd. So patience is a virtue when it comes to tail making. You're gonna come to a point where you're gonna think, oh, this is the ugliest thing I've ever made in my life, but really it's not. You take a deep breath and it's gonna all come together, okay? Now I totally have missed a few. Hang on. Okay, how long can I hold my breath? My record is 1 minute and 30 seconds. Static breath hold above water. So underwater, it's not as long as it should be for various health reasons, and also because I do not get into the water as often as I would like, and you know, it's something that comes with time. Typically towards the end of my mermaid season, which is sort of the summertime, sort of by October, I'm usually back into it. I've not been mermaiding for about a year. I'm only just getting back into it now because I had an accident and there were some health reasons and I was not safe to be in the water. So there's that. Okay. Where did I get to? Also, there's a lot of questions that have been popping up, so if I'm missing you, please just post it again and I will get back to you if you see that I've passed you, okay? About the fins, have an IKEA. Yes, excellent. IKEA is good. Waterproof accessories like fabric and metal so it doesn't rust or mold. You know, that's gonna be maybe a hardware store kind of a question. Typically, I've not ever tried to coat anything or to make it waterproof. I've not tried to put any sprays on. My biggest recommendation is if you are going to be using your tails is that or accessories or what have you, is that you always rinse off whatever it is you're using and lay it out flat to dry. My mermaid tails are not to be put in the dryer ever, full stop, period, see you later, goodbye. They will get completely destroyed in the dryer. So what you do is you have a nice good rinse, maybe throw in a bit of baking soda, maybe let it soak for a second just to absorb the chlorine. You know, if you were at the beach, making sure that you're gently getting all the sand off so you're not wrecking your paint job and that kind of thing. And then having a nice drying rack, flat, lay it out to dry. You don't want to hang them like this when they're wet or super wet yet because you'll have a little bit of stretching that happens, which isn't the end of the world. That is a natural thing that will happen over time as your tails age. They will start to stretch a little bit. But that is just a thing that will happen. So I just recommend, you know, I wear jewelry and I wear mermaid treasures and trinkets and things when I'm in the pool too. And I haven't found it a big issue. I also don't do a lot of ocean swimming. So stainless steel, if you're going to have zippers or anything, I know is a big deal if you're going to be ocean swimming. So that's going to be, I mean, sadly, our water here is just not super mermaid friendly. It's a little bit polluted. We usually get advisories that happen, and then by the time the advisories go, it's too cold. So, it's one of those things. Okay, now where did I get to here? Okay, when do you paint the fins, and can you paint the fins? I missed a monofin question. Do you use the more stiffened monofin or like the flexible one? I prefer one with a little bit more flex that's a little bit smaller. So I prefer, though it has all of its design flaws and all of the issues that make me absolutely hairy, I do prefer this monofin. I am fast, I'm maneuverable, it's comfortable, it's fast to get out of, it fits in all my tails because obviously it's what I've used to design them. I like the aesthetic, I love that it's really thin. You know, I'm not wasting fabric, and because it's so thin I can get a really nice tight finish and not get bubbling because I do use fabric, so you are more inclined to have the flapping as a common occurrence. It fit into my budget, and that's why I like it. A lot of mermaids say nope, they're strictly for the competitor fin, but they will also tell you that it's not as easy to maneuver in. You're going to find yourself a little bit struggling. You're going to need to build up the strength. So for me, because though I am a professional mermaid, I don't do this full time. So I'm able to get away with something a little bit smaller, and also given what I do, it's going to be a real personal preference. And if you're not sure, you know, looking into your community, seeing if you've got a free diving community that you could get involved with and see who has what, and maybe you're able to try something, you know. So that's just that's that there. Okay, do I paint the fins? Yes, I do in fact paint the fins. An important thing to note about painting fins, the neighbors, the paint that I use is, it's essentially liquid plastic. And what happens when you put plastic on plastic is it doesn't adhere. So when you pick your material that you're going to use for your fins, you're going to want something with a little bit of grit and a little bit of texture. And you're not going to want to layer this on thick. Okay, what you do, and I've got a video on this one in my Mermaid School series, link in the description below this. You cut with a dry brush, you just sort of spread it on, and you kind of work it in, but you do not heap it on. And let me show you why. Okay, so this, oh, you can't even see it. I did too good of a job fixing it up, but there's a spot. And, oh man, did I fix them all? Oh, there's a little spot here. You also, and this is even more important than everything, okay? You sew it in first. Sew it in first. Glue it in. Get it in there first and then paint it, because I painted this first, and this is so embarrassing. Because I painted it first and I painted it all the way up, when I glued it in, the glue adhered to the paint, not the plastic, and she just peels right off. So I am constantly having to re-glue this thing like crazy, and it is so frustrating. So I cannot stress this enough. Okay guys, please, 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 glue so sew in your Velcro first, okay? Then you glue this sucker in here, and then you paint it. Problem solved. This one does not have this problem. This is in here, and I mean good in here, okay? It's really good. You sew in the, yes. So this is glued in, because I like to hide how I do my Velcro. So my Velcro is a bit of a sneaky thing. I actually sew my Velcro into my vinyl, okay? And then I glue the vinyl into the fabric, okay? So that way, what you avoid is you avoid getting big sewing patches where you can see thread, because nothing kills an illusion more than threads everywhere, okay? That's just it's an unfortunate thing, and something that is going to be necessary on this one, but I am getting creative with how I do it, so maybe there'll be a tutorial on that later. These are, however, sewn in. Okay, so for pectoral fins and dorsal fins, those ones do get sewn in, okay? So, my mermaid wall. You guys want to see my mermaid wall? Okay, I hope my phone doesn't die. I will bring you guys over and show you my mermaid wall. So, I didn't miss anything above that. Okay, good. Oops. Okay. Okay, here we go. If I lose you guys, I will be right back. I hope I don't, but just hold that thought. I'm just unplugging you, okay? Are you guys still there? I hope you're still there. Okay, so this is my mermaid wall. Oh, actually, can I turn this around? I can probably turn this around. Just give me 1 second. There we go. I hope you guys are still there. Okay, this is my mermaid wall. This is where I have all kinds of goodies that have been given to me. I'm sorry it's a bit shaky. I have a badge from my No Whales in Captivity, some stickers, buttons, a card that I got for my birthday from Mermaid Kim, a little card that I bought me back when I had abs, and some other goodies. So I also have just a nice collection of some other stuff here too. So that's my wall. Just give me a second. Guys, back around. Okay, there we go. We're back. Maybe I'll do like a proper tour video one day of that wall so you guys can see it properly. But I'm hoping to actually get a bigger one, and Eric, I know you're gonna see it and be like, where's my picture? I put it away safely. It's just I kept bumping it with my mermaid tails, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I swear it wasn't me. It was the gremlins that did it, I swear. And the reason that this has to be right here and not over is because the stud is right there and my tails are heavy, so it has to be right there. Yeah, collection! My mermaid wall, thanks guys. Oh yeah, the Transformers in my shot, yes. Between Eric and I, we are a pair of exceptional nerds. We are very, very nerdy, and there's Transformers all over there and all up there, and then there's Pokemon all over there. It's everywhere. Terrible. Sea slug. I don't know. Is that... Maybe I'll make a note and I'll look that up. For a hairpiece. Yeah, nerds are the best, right? I'm telling you. The nerdier the better, right? Nerdy mermaid. That's me. Anyways, I realize I'm actually coming towards the end of this stream. It's almost 9 o'clock, you guys. So, I hope I answered all the questions about the Aquarius fin. Don't forget to check out my Mermaid School playlist if, you know, I didn't answer what you were looking for here. I may have already answered it in a previous video, so in the description of this video, there is, there should be, you're a nerd, yeah! Aloha, is it Shay or Shy? I think maybe Shy. You're a nerd. Nerds unite, right? The glasses, yes. What was I saying? Oh yes, in my in the description below there's going to be a playlist of all my previous Mermaid School videos and that kind of thing. And of course, if you guys are new to my channel and you have not already subscribed, you should do so, because I do more than just my tail talks on this channel. I also do swimming videos, there's the tail making videos, I do various tutorials, art and time-lapse videos, and of course unboxings, and of course Tail Talk Tuesdays. And yes, so if there were any questions that I didn't get to answer for this one, please be sure to leave them in a comment below, and I will make I have a list, I have a running list here and on my phone of the questions that you guys ask me so that I can make sure that I do my research beforehand so that I'm ready for next week. Now, I do believe I am okay to go for next week, but I don't know why. I feel like something may have come up. But keep an eye on my Twitter. I'm Courtney Mermaid on Twitter. So find me on there, and that's where I post my updates, when I'm streaming, when I'm live. The whole deal goes up on there. Did I have anything else I had to tell you guys? No. That's totally it. And if you liked this video and you liked what I had to say and my help and all that kind of stuff, give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. And for now, oh yeah. Oh, I'm so happy I'm able to answer your guys' questions. It makes me really, like, tickled to think that you guys, you know, want to ask me questions. I feel so happy when I can share the information. I have a feeling I'm gonna be asked one last question here. How long have I been a mermaid? I have been a mermaid since forever, but I have been in a mermaid tail for about, oh my goodness, 10, 11 years now, give or take, 10 years, I think. I just hit 10 years, didn't I? I've been on YouTube for about 6 years, so, but yes. And yes, Snoopy, all those things are very good. Harry Potter, Tolkien, fantasy, sci-fi, Star Wars, the whole deal. I love it. Okay, but I'm gonna go because it's actually, I have 1 minute, but it's 9 o'clock now, so I do want to wrap this up. Yeah. I look forward to seeing all of you guys in my next video, and I cannot say how much I appreciate all of you guys and your support, and just stopping by to say hi to me. It really means a lot. I totally forgot to say that, but you guys are the best. Okay, I'm off. I will see you guys next week. Stay tuned. Check out my Twitter, that whole deal. Why am I over here? I need to finish up over here. Okay, good night, guys. You're all the best. I love you. Mermaids rule.